Was goody, was goody, was goody. Yes, sir.
Sir.
It's your man's Flacco.
It's your boy Easy. If this is your first time watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell, baby.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's good,
Was
YouTube?
goody gang, man.
100%.
We active, we lit on the YouTube, on the Twitch. Follow us on the Twitch. Follow us on the gram. Description down below.
Facts.
J Levitimes.
Easy 7.
Hey, my Philippines. We're gonna start reacting to the things you want. Comment down below to what you guys want.
Facts.
And we got you guys. Today we got Catriona's competition moments, the lava walk.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's that Catriona walk right there, man. That's
Catriona.
I'm assuming they're just like, bro. Once again, she is probably one of my favorite models of all time.
Shit.
That's how good she is, bro. So let's get to it. It's gonna be some fun.
I would have been like crapping myself from nerves, but I was called second, so I didn't really reach that
Hey,
point.
so she reacted to her own walks.
There you go. She's giving like basically, I'm assuming what she was thinking of at the moment.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Nobody knows better what she was going through than herself.
Just happy to be there. Couldn't believe it was the actual show. I love also how they panned over to the Philippines lettering. And the crowd was crazy. Like, the cheers inside the Impact Arena were just unbelievable. To hear that much support. Every time I see this footage, I always notice my baby hairs.
Hey. If you would have never known she was from the Philippines, would you have thought she was from the Philippines by looking at her?
Well, this is the thing though. I think her dad is white, so she definitely looks like that mix of like Asian and white. So I probably would have guessed, probably like, Vietnamese, American, like white, Thailand, Chinese, you know what I'm saying? Because Chloe Bennett kind of looks like of the same, like that as well. I mean, the actress, but Jesus Christ.
Actress? What movie is she acting?
Chloe Bennett is the one from, I think she's going to star in the new Powerpuff Girls in the CW show, but she's the one from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Because she's also.
That's me doing a bad job with my hair. We were told that we have 30 seconds to say something about ourselves to the world, or to the judges. And that came with a lot of pressure because like in 30 seconds, that's like a gasp and a breath and it's over. So when I was thinking about what I wanted to say, my core of why I was there was always my charity work. So I just started to play with the thought of what if our country's children had the same type of support that say I was receiving in competing and achieving my dream. So this happened straight after opening statement. And you know what, I was a little bit nervous here because that's like a 50% cut. That's from 20 to 10. But I got called, I think, 4th. So again, I'm sure if I got called towards the end, I would have been much more nervous. So after top 10 was announced, we had to rush back.
It's crazy how they're fucking nervous, but they don't even show it.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
They're training for this shit. They've been training for this. It's something they're like, all right, we can handle it.
Stage, and it was our first outfit change, so we had to change into swimsuit, and that was crazy. I don't know how the staff did it, but out of the 95 girls, they got us 10 our swimsuits and our gowns into the small changing area backstage, and it was chaotic. And I just remember waiting in the wings of backstage and just being like, oh my gosh, I'm in top 10. I loved our swimsuits. And just a bit of trivia, because during rehearsal, only 2 of those beautiful capes were available. So
and she, her swimsuit was nice and all that. He killed it all that. But the way she rocked it, that probably right there was just like,
yeah,
damn.
She killed that shit.
Actually got to practice in a cape. When I walked out on stage, it was my first time ever using
confidence.
The cape or the sarong. So I was a little bit nervous that I might trip on
Wow.
it, but it didn't happen, thankfully.
She fucking winged it.
And then it's my favorite. Okay, so
You heard?
aside from being a title holder, I'm also a pageant fan.
God.
And every time
That's where I'd love to see her. In the gown.
The evening gown. Those shits.
Oh my God, gorgeous.
That's where you'll get a whole bunch of people's like jaws to just drop, or just like start thinking of like, damn, how a future with you would be like.
When I watch pageants, evening gown is always my favorite. I was so excited about my gown. It has so much symbolism in it. For anyone that doesn't know, my gown was inspired
Coloring. I just noticed
by a
it.
volcano, which is located in my mother's hometown in the Philippines, called Albay in Bicol.
Okay, yeah, I was going for.
And
I
for
was gonna
anyone
say
who
volcano
might not
vibe.
know, that earpiece, the ear cuff, I designed it myself. It's a tribute to the 3 stars in the Philippine sun on our flag, the Filipino flag. You know, I was so stressed backstage getting dressed for evening gown. Again, it was such a time crunch. We were just getting dressed madly backstage, getting into the gown, and then I wanted to change my lipstick color because I wanted a fiery red lip for my evening gown, and there's no light backstage, there was no mirrors, there was no lights, and I'm just there like holding my lipstick like, does anyone have a mirror? And then finally a cheat artist came up with a small compact and in like the dark of the side of the stage. I'm like crouching down while someone's fixing my hair.
That.
I'm like trying so hard.
The shit she went through.
And she did it herself too. You would expect, they had like all the support they can get, but yeah.
Word.
To put a good application of lipstick, because like if you do a bold red lip, you're gonna see if the application is crap or if you have it on your teeth or something,
Yeah, that's
not okay.
That's the word.
Announcement of top 5.
Okay.
Oh my
South
goodness.
Africa.
Again, it's a half, like it's a 50.
Hey, for those who haven't seen,
What year was 28? What year was
this was 2018.
2018, right?
Yeah. For those who don't know, South Africa was number 2 for me, 100%.
Hey, for me, Venezuela was number 2. Venezuela, oh my god.
As well.
I think 2018 was probably one of my favorite years.
Yeah, that 2018 was like, that was a pop.
It was the most competition.
50% cut. It's crazy. And the caliber of the girls were just amazing. Really, like, I was in such good company up there. If there was any moment in my whole journey that I felt like, oh my goodness, this is destiny, this was one of them. Because out of all the top 5, everyone was in a neutral silver or gold bedazzled dress, and I'm the only one in color, and I'm announced in the middle. So like when it was top 5, there was just me in the middle in this bright red dress, and when I looked around, I was like,
she stood out.
Like it was one of those moments that gave me goosebumps. Of course, I got the question about legalizing marijuana, what my opinion was, and to be honest, I was quite scared of the question. Why? Because coming from the Philippines, we are not open to any sort of drug. So it was a very loaded question for a Filipina to answer. And so the first thing...
That is a very tough question. She is right because I remember with Manny Pacquiao, because he is from the Philippines. He grew up with with certain morals and all that, and he got basically, I think he lost his Nike sponsorship because he openly said like I'm against not LGBT exactly, like he's not against them or anything like that, but he doesn't support people being gay or anything like that. That's the way he grew up. He grew up like a very Catholic man, and he's
religious, right?
Very religious. So that's why I get where she's coming from with that. Like, the Philippines are not very open to things. They're very hard on with it. Strict, exactly.
Yeah.
So
no, they're there.
So you know what? I gave her more respect for that. You know what I mean? Because it's just it's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? You gotta say something to impress the judges, but what will the Philippines think of you? All this stuff. So
yeah, right in the middle of the line.
Exactly.
The thing that I felt like, okay, the less I say, the better. And so my answer was quite short, and that's why I got so nervous, because people who know me, they know I speak so much, and I had only said 2 sentences, and so when I had walked back after my top 5 Q&A, I was like, did I even say enough? Imagine, this is the time I'm nervous. Like,
she made
this is the first time during the whole night that I'm literally doubting if I'm going to progress. And I got called first for the top 3. And so I'm incredulous. It's just insane. Top 3.
Damn, incredulous. Damn, nice word. What is that word?
That's obviously Miss Universe, what I'm saying? Shit.
That's ridiculous. Honestly, I was the first one to be called up to answer with Steve, and so any thinking of like, how should I approach this? How should I deliver? It went out the window. So when I was asked the question, it was about a life lesson. So I thought instantly, like, what has changed my life? And it's really charity work that changed my life. And so when I started speaking, I don't think I even breathed. I just like kept talking and talking and talking. And so when I got to the end of my answer, I was like, thank you. I ran out of breath already. And then it was my favorite part of the night, which is I'm gonna be able gonna walk with Neo. Okay.
Neo.
The reason that I fangirl so much over Neo is when I was around 14, 15 years old. I had a huge R&B music phase. So artists like Usher and Rihanna, and of course Neo. I was super in love with his music. It was practically the soundtrack of my 15-year-old self. And then of course I'm the first one out. And so if you look at my reaction, and he puts out his arm, and I was like, that's me not being able to control my fangirling. And then I toned it down eventually when I let go of him.
And she changed too. She was like, oh yeah. And then she was like, shit.
He's like, let me stop playing.
Before that, I was fangirling like crazy. Because I love Nino.
Respect.
And then I come down off stage because Tamarin and Stephanie are still going to walk out. I've done everything that I need to do. And now it's a Neo concert. So I was like singing along and I was dancing to Miss Independent and I was just having so much fun because like at that point, like what can I do? I've done everything that I could possibly do in the competition and now it was just announcement time. And then guys, you know, I don't want to sound cocky in saying this and it's not because I'm cocky at all, but like
I gotta agree with the top three, man. You have Philippines, your number 2 and my number 2. Sheesh.
I just, when top 3, I wasn't nervous yet, just because I kept telling myself, like, I am so grateful to be in the top 30. I didn't ever feel like, okay, they have to call me, otherwise I'm going to be shattered, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose. Like, I never had that kind of mindset. Like, I was like, you know what, I'm just grateful. Really, really grateful that out of 95 countries, amazing women, like, I'm in the top 30. So when I was standing there in top 2, there's always that whole pageant superstition of whoever has their hands on top is going to win. But it just so happened that me and Tamarin were already holding hands as we were standing next to each other. So then we went up to face each other. I was on top on one side and on the side of another, or practically on. So we're practically half if you see our hands. And yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. The cameraman was circling us. The lights went dim. It's that music that just like makes you feel all the feels.
I can just imagine.
I don't know. I was just really grateful to be there. If you see my face, like I'm not even nervous. I'm kind of just like, you know what I mean? It was weird. I can't even take myself back to there because it was like, how do you even process what's happening? But of course, when Philippines was announced, I didn't cry. I think because I was just so happy. And I was actually, what you're supposed to do when you win, we were told that you're supposed to walk on one side of the stage and then on the other and come back to center. I just kept walking because like my mind was blank. It was just...
Personally, I wouldn't give a shit what they said of it. Oh yeah, if you win, you gotta do that. I'm like, bro, I don't give a shit. I still won. I still won. I don't care.
I won.
I'll do whatever I want at this point.
I couldn't process anything, but I just kept seeing all the fans and just hearing Philippines and seeing all the flags, and it was just...
That's the previous Miss Universe.
It was an amazing moment. You know, the time that I actually did cry and it did sink in, was when I saw my parents. My dad was practically speechless. Like, he couldn't get a word out. And my mom was just in tears. And she's like, I can't believe you did this, honey. I dreamed it would happen. I can't believe you did it. And that's the moment when I realized, like, oh my goodness. Like, I just won Miss Universe. And then the moment when all the girls come and greet you. So I have 2 really good friends in the competition. It was Miss Sweden and Miss Denmark. And Helena and Emma, and like they found their way to the front and they were just in tears, and that just made me like freak out too, because like, you know, that's what the competition represents. It's really sisterhood and coming together of amazing women, and to be able to share that moment with all of them was just fantastic. It's something I'll definitely remember for the rest of my life. It's so crazy.
It's all good sportsmanship.
Yeah,
all good vibes at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah, we see a lot of sports. That's why we say sportsmanship.
Oh, it's not. Oh shit. What's it called then? Yeah,
no,
it's sportsmanship.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, but for them, it's like probably like for the audience, like who doesn't watch sports like that, it's probably something else. Because you know,
being a good sport doesn't mean you have to play sport.
I know, but I'm saying that's like what usually it's used for. But
just being a good sport.
How do you call it?
Being good, you know, very just good vibes, you know.
Good vibes,
no negative energy.
No negative, no jealousy. You know.
Maybe, you know, but they...
That's true. Well, at least not showing it.
Yeah.
I think that I've been Miss Universe now for almost 10 months. If you would have asked me 2 years ago or even 5 years ago, would I be here living in New York as the reigning Miss Universe, to be able to do everything that I've done.
Hey, she like if you like 15 minutes away from us, baby girl. let me know. You know how I say.
There you go.
Travel and represent an amazing brand and be able to work with great organizations that make such a contribution to their communities, I would have looked at you and been like, yeah, right. But to have given this amazing honor and opportunity to represent not only my country, but also in a way, I also represent all the 95 girls that I competed with. I'm a part of the legacy of Miss Universe that will continue to empower and uplift women.
You put it like that? That's crazy. You are part of the legacy.
That brings us together, and that's really when women become their most powerful, when we work together.
Hey, you put it like that, it sounds fucking great.
Facts.
You are part of the legacy, beautiful.
100%. But, man. Yo, if you guys want us to react to more Catriona Gray, we got you with that. Let us know what she's doing now.
Don't
you
be
know
shy.
what I mean? Let us know what she's doing now. You know, I always wonder, like, what do they do after? Like, yo, they can literally do whatever they want. Literally.
Do they go home with a bag too, or like with a?
Oh, I'm sure they
with a purse.
I'm sure they collect some money, 100%. I don't think they just go in there for free. No, they you know, the people who run Miss Universe, they be.
No, I'm talking about good money though, like.
Oh no,
I'm talking about millions.
No, I'm pretty sure they. I'm pretty sure it's in the millions. I'm just guessing, but the amount of views that competition gets, you know what I mean. And I've never heard of anybody complaining, oh, they don't get enough pay or anything like that. Because trust me, if something doesn't get, if certain type of workers don't get enough pay, I think, you know, they would let their voices be heard. But other than that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, follow us on the gram. Hey, we were down to react to whatever you guys want to. Just comment down below. Make sure it gets a lot of love. We got you with that. Peace out.